It is going to be a best of 5, and I expect nothing but great games out of both of these players. Let's get a look at their profiles in just a second here before the game is underway. We've already taken a look at PandaBearMe. He's playing for Roots Gaming, 7 Grandmaster finishes, 9,000 games. Currently a rank 40 GM. His opponent, EJK from Cray Squad. Currently Grandmaster as well, 7 Grandmaster finishes as well, 10,300 career games. He is a Terran player. He is currently rank 52 GM. So they are very, very closely matched. Rank 42 and rank 50. Not a whole lot of space between those two places. It looks like TVZ is where EJK feels the most comfortable with 67% win rate. So this is going to be his best match. Trying to get these, let me see, it's also PandaBearMe's best matchup at 74%, so it's bound to be a good one. It's bound to be a close one. Game 1 starting right now. Alright, ladies and gents, we are kicking it off here. The grand finals of America's Open number 85. $50 on the line. Winner takes all cash prize here. They're not playing for peanuts, folks. We're kicking it off on Galactic Process, spawning in the top right. For Root Gaming, it is the green Zerg, PandaBearMe. And in the bottom left, the pink Terran for Cray Squad. It is EJK. I've actually seen anybody use that sword emblem down there. But he definitely did. Look at that thing. That is intense. That is hardcore. Looks like it's going to be a Reaper Fast Expand out of EJK. Hatch Gas Pool out of PandaBearMe, so completely standard. It is worth noting that this is PandaBearMe's map pick, and the reason why it's worth noting, especially in a ZVT, if you guys missed it, yesterday Igas faced Scarlet in the WCS Copa International, the Latin American WCS event that has been ongoing. I guess the series ended up 3-2. Sorry for the spoilers. But each player won on their respective map picks every single game. So in TVZ, map plays a huge role if that series has anything to say about it. Luckily for Igas, he did get first map pick though. That means he got first, third, and fifth, and won the first, third, and fifth games. It's going to be a factory follow-up. The Reaper coming across, trying to see what he can get done. Wow, looks like he actually grabbed gold minerals with the SCV before it returned. I never thought about that, but that's not a bad pickup. I mean, if you have to grab any minerals, why not grab the gold? Huh. Interesting. 88 finds nothing. The Reaper's coming in, trying to find some value. Almost gets a drone, but the drone micro from PBM, too strong. Reaper gets zoned out with exactly 0 kills so far. Playing speed about halfway done. Nothing too cray out of either players. I just had the word right now, cray, from Cray Squad stuck in my head. He did move the weakened drone over to try and make that hatchery. Nice catch by EJK though, zoning it out. Of course, PandaBearMe could have YOLO'd it in there, try to get it into position before Ling Speed started. Tank the first few Reaper shots. Unfortunately, that was not possible. Now he's forced to try and do it again, but with Ling speed finished, that Reaper is definitely going to go down. I said definitely going to go down. I said definitely going to go down. Thank you. Okay. Alright. All's right in the world. Third base finally down for PandaBearMe. 3 minutes 42 seconds, so good job by EJK. Using those Reapers to deny that for as long as possible, and I believe before I click these are going to be 2 Hellions going across. Hellions going to push in, see if they can't get anything done. There's at least 2 Queens in the low ground, though. I don't think they're going to find a whole lot of value. Queen numbers at the low ground increased to 3. They're able to save that creep tumor. 5 or less health. Meantime, these Lings going to be hanging out back here, killing these rocks. Making sure to open up all avenues. Maybe not the wisest decision while Hellions are on the ground, but we'll see. I don't see an armory on the way, but it does look like it's going to be mech. 2 factories, the third one coming down. Magfield Accelerator. Man, I cannot remember the name of that upgrade for the life of me. But the upgrade for the Cyclone Rockets is going down now. I don't see the armory just yet, but I'm certain it won't be far behind. But the Overlord Scout is good. PandaBearMe sees that it's going to be mech. See how he responds at Roach Warren is already halfway finished. Lair is already going down. Mech usually very slow to build up speed, and the early compositions are usually easy to defend against, but this is quite a force. Lock-on can be used by the Cyclones to focus down the Queens. The Hellions can push in, but we have a full wall off here of Queens. With Spine helps. He's like, no, I don't want Hellions in my base. I hope that's okay. Pulls them back a little bit, but I think he still wants to zone him out. But he definitely wants that Spine to be adding to the DPS if EJK decides to take a fight here. Meanwhile, another Overlord is going to get sniped by that lock-on. He is opening the rocks that PandaBearMe was already trying to open, so it looks like they're both ready for that pathway to be open. With Hellions on the field, that could be a problem. Armory is about halfway finished. I believe that the hit will be timed with that armory. Very nicely done. Oh my gosh, EJK realizing that he has enough to completely annihilate the Zerglings, and the Cyclone should be enough to completely wreck most of these roaches. Cooldown time of the lock-on ability is basically negligible, and there are 5 Cyclones here now. And these Lings are not going to get a whole lot of damage as long as these 4 Hellions are here. One of them very low. Everything locking on to that hatchery, and it is going to go down. The armory is finished. Hellbats are rolling. I don't know why he left 2 of them, though. It seems like a bit of a throwaway for very little value. I guess he microed them all back. He wanted to transition off of Hellions, but he's building more Hellions. 3 more Hellions coming down. A single Cyclone coming out. Looks like he's moving back into Hellion production. He definitely needs them. They're great support for Cyclones, of course. Zerglings, especially Speedlings, a great counter for Cyclones on their own. They can easily wrap around, get this around. They don't do damage to multiple targets very well. However, Hellions are great at that. So the combination of these 2 units together, insanely good against pretty much any early game Zerg composition. Oh man, we see more cheekiness. It is going to be Banshees, along with a Fusion Core, which means that Hyperflight Rotor is going to be researched as soon as that Fusion Core is finished, I imagine. Unless we are going to see one of those rare times where he goes for battle cruisers, but I really don't think we'll see battle cruisers. Oh, there was no cancel on that, so that's 300 minerals right down the drain for PandaBearMe. That is going to be a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, all in all, this resource is lost. Well over double. And Blue Flame is finished, which means those Zerglings are just going to evaporate. Mech Army once again using the lock-on ability to snipe a hatchery and just get the heck out. Be like, nah, I'm not ready to take an engage yet. I'm not maxed out yet, says EJK. I'm just gonna prevent you from getting maxed out. That's the plan. There's quite a bit of Roach Rav here, but with the Cyclone power, it might be more than enough. Lock-on ability is good, and he immediately leaves. Uses the scan so he can keep vision. Maintain that lock-on damage for as long as he possibly can. Once again, gonna get a snipe off on that hatch by just that last rocket. Perfect control by EJK. Sticks around for only as long as he needs to. Meanwhile, nothing that shoots up here. Aside from that one queen. PandaBearMe eating his own biles on that. About to get +2 missile attacks. As well as Carapace, +2 Carapace, as well as Roach Speed. Hydra's Den down. But he's struggling to get on 4 base economy. He's not really... EJK's not really allowing a trade to happen. At all. It's just a bunch of lock-ons and running away while the lock-on does all the damage. Outranging the Roach Ravager completely. Two Vikings are finally shoved away. Cloak is not researched, but another armory is being built. Fusion Core is researched, but I don't see Hyperflight Rotors at all. And no Hyperflight Rotor. Here's another engage. Couple Zerglings joining the fight, but a couple volleys of that Blue Flame, and those will be gone. PandaBearMe doing a great job keeping that army supply up. Still growing, still trying to take a base, as frustrating as it is to consistently have them sniped. But generally in a ZVT, when facing a mech opponent, you want to continue trading out with your enemy, but EJK is just not letting any of his units get traded out. He runs by, picks off a few units here and there, picks off a hatchery here and there if he can. And now PandaBearMe's got his army surrounded. 4 Liberators siege up right on top of them. And PandaBearMe is forced to take a fight he really doesn't want to, just by being caught out of position by an army that's a lot faster than his. Even with all the speed upgrades in the world, it's not gonna be enough. Still no Hyperflight Rotor. So I'm not sure why the Fusion Core is there. It could have been for Liberator range. Actually, I'm almost certain it was for Liberator range, looking at the Liberation Circles and the distance that they are from the Liberators. Yeah, it is. It is Liberator range. The Vials are good, but the Liberators are zoning out this army super hard. PandaBearMe is now on a supply block. Due to every Overlord that this army comes across just being completely annihilated, 2 more are going to be incinerated right now. Looks like another hatch is going to be sniped as well. Unless these Zerglings has something to say about it. No, once again, PandaBearMe knocked back down to only a handful of bases. Meanwhile, EJK dominating this map, preventing PandaBearMe from ever holding his 4th and 5th base. Meanwhile, on 4 bases worth of economy himself. It looks like he might catch him out of position here. Finally, it does look like he'll catch him, but the army is just so fast from EJK that he can just leave whenever he needs to. Looks like he wants to run back by. Said these forces pretty much decimated. I have enough at home to defend, so I'm just going to go kill me a hatch. He's killing the reinforcements as they come in. Tons of Liberators to join these Cyclones here to completely zone this army out. Composition from EJK, Liberator, Cyclone, Hellion, a huge amount of siege. The Vials go down, they get 1 or 2 Liberators, but in the end, that is a lot of damage from those Liberation Circles. Liberators able to one-shot Hydralisks for sure, and I'm not sure if they one-shot 90 damage. They don't one-shot Roaches or Ravagers. They do one-shot Hydralisks. Two-shot Ravagers. See a couple more units trying to flank here, but that is a planetary fortress, so it's not going to be the easiest engage. Right now, the army supply for EJK is higher. The worker count is similar. Upgrades 1-1 for EJK to 2-2 for PandaBearMe, but he hasn't taken a single favorable trade, and he's been denied his 4th and 5th base for so long. He does finally have the Vipers out. It looks like there's going to be 5 of them. 3 more Evo Chambers coming out here for that consume energy. Liberator over here in this cheeky position, trying to pull some of the army out of position, meanwhile attacking at the front with the Cyclone Force. Nice scan allows EJK to know where the army's at so he can attack where it is, and once again this base is going to get focused down. PandaBearMe once again down to 4 bases against EJK's comfortable 5. The Vipers are here. Most of them are even at full energy. Has yet to be able to use them, however. A few skillful lock-ons and they're done, though. And those are expensive units. They're not the type of unit you want to be throwing away. With this many Liberators, you have to be insanely careful. Here come the Liberation Circles. He's going to try some Abducts. Here come the Abducts. A lot of those Cyclones go down. But I feel like he needed the Abducting a lot sooner. Even with all the Abducts, I don't think he's really trading out as efficiently as he could be. For the sheer amount of Liberators that are here, PandaBearMe is pushed back. I do believe that engagement turned out favorable for him. He is finally up on army supply once again. But he's down in drone count due to all of his bases repeatedly being sniped, taking a really bad engage here, accidentally getting baited. I assume his attention was away on a macro cycle. Units kind of YOLO swagged right into a Liberation Circle or 5. He lost a decent amount of them. EJK with that army advantage once again. Lanes coming to try and grab hold of the Selnaga Tower aren't even able to focus down the Weekend Hellion that it has control of it. Lots more Vipers joining the fight. 11 currently on the field. Most of them even with energy too, look at that. That is not a lot of ground forces though. Even if you abduct it, it's going to be a huge problem. Lots of parasitic bombs going down though. Lots of Vikings out as well to focus down those really expensive units. No more parabombs left, it would appear. He's trying to bring the Vikings away, but unfortunately trying to bring the Vipers away, but there's too many Vikings. All of the Vipers are going to fall. PandaBearMe lost that entire force down to 57 army supply. And I honestly can't even see it on the map. It might just be 57 in Queens alone. The 5th is going to get sniped once again. PandaBearMe calls GG after losing that base, seeing his 4th under siege once again. Game 1 of this best of 5 goes to EJK. Well, say what you want, write your angry letters to David Kim. Mech is alive and EJK is using it very, very, very well. His ability. You can tell that it is a build that he is insanely comfortable with. PandaBearMe looked a little shaken, like he didn't know how to handle it. Or maybe he did. He did get tech up quickly. Did as many bases as he could quickly. But the Hellion Cyclone combination denying the 4th and 5th base for so long. just made it to where PandaBearMe couldn't possibly come back from it. I'm not sure that PandaBearMe knows that EJK plays mech. Would have been a huge deal to know that going into this. It might have altered the map picks a bit. But we'll see how PandaBearMe switches up his game plan now that he knows what he is going to be up against. Map 2 is going to be Frozen Temple. That was EJK's pick. Both players have given me the ready. We're in the finals, folks. Game 2 is underway right now. Alright, ladies and gents. Game 2 of this best of 5 is underway. We're on Frozen Temple. Spawning in the bottom right. The green Zerg. For Root Gaming, it is PandaBearMe. And in the top left, brought to you by Cray Squad, it is the Pink Terran EJK. I did make this comment about writing your angry letters to David Kim. That is, of course, a reference to the latest balanced test map, that has been released. A lot of the changes in that, updates to mech, upgrades for mech-based play. A lot of it was revolving around making mech a more viable composition. Not sure how EJK feels about it. I assume that he would be ecstatic if the changes went through to buff mech. Already, here we see him at a GM level. His rank is number 52 GM on the NA server. And he is he mech'd his way all the way up the ladder. Now, I'm not sure actually if that is his game plan all the time, which it is apparently not. As we see a proxy Rax, but only one proxy Rax. Not sure what's up there. Overlord just narrowly misses a scout. Oh my gosh. Pixels even. I don't know how that didn't show up in his vision. But based on the timing that it comes in here at, he's got to know that it's going to be there. The bunker starts as soon as the Reaper is out. I'm not too sure about that bunker positioning. Not sure what can be done from right there. CC built as part of the wall here. Interesting choice. Meanwhile, Lings didn't even have a chance to get out. Reaper's already killed one drone, another just narrowly saved by being forced into a spine. Some of the boys have gotten pulled to hold this. Unfortunately, it finishes just in the nick of time. That SCV is gone, so that means no repairs, no more SCVs being pulled for this cause, so it's not completely all in, just the one Rax proxied. And honestly, for a mech player, I feel like that is a really good opening. You proxy the Rax, and you know, you're not too bad off. Because you're not going to end up using it anyway. You're going for mech units. Comes the counterattack of Lings. The door is currently open, but this is a lot of Lings. Actually chases the Reapers away. No salvage of the bunker. There it goes. Not quite in time. And this little cheeky bunker rush is finally held. Zerglings did get in front of the base. They're sitting on top of the door, actually. Holding position, making sure the door doesn't go back up. Making sure the door is wide open for these speedlings in this counterattack. Speed is done. The second base is done as well, and tons of Lings are flooding into the main. One Hellion is going through. The door is focused down just to make sure that everything will be hunky-dory moving forward. That first Hellion only just about to move out. More Hellions, or more Reapers coming out. This is going to be the point of contention here. EJK calls GG PandaBearMe, defeating the Cheese, taking game number 2. You know, I never considered it until that match, but proxy racks, just proxying the one racks as a mech player is like next to no commitment. You're like, hey, I'm a mech player, I basically use that thing for scouting in the mid game anyway, so why does it even matter? So it can give them a great chance to move forward or to get an early advantage, throw their player off their game. Unfortunately, in this instance, EJK left that door open. PandaBearMe, great job moving those lungs right on top of that supply depot. Having any enemy unit on top of it prevents it from going up, of course. Focusing it down so it couldn't be closed before the some more reinforcements could get by. And in the end, there's too many speedlings in the main, too many lings in the main for EJK to handle. PandaBearMe takes game 1, and we're tied up 1-1 in this best of 5. Again, you guys are tuned into the America's Open at number 85, hosted by ESL. $50 cash prize on the line here. It is going to be winner takes all. They're not playing for peanuts, folks. These players are going to be playing their hearts out. A decent chunk of change on the line. All right, the countdown has started. Game 3 is going to see us on New Gettysburg. The game is starting right now. All right, ladies and gents, like I said before, it's going to be a best of 5. We're tied up 1-1. Game 3, PandaBearMe's pick. It's New Gettysburg, spawning in the bottom left for Cray Squad. It is the Pink Terran. It is EJK. And in the bottom right, for Root Gaming, it is PandaBearMe. Hatchcast pull out of PandaBearMe. So PandaBearMe is 2 games in. I'm sure he's gotten a pretty decent feel for EJK's style of play. Proxying that initial racks. Should have been a tell in game 2. Either that it was going to be a proxy racks Reaper, or that it's a mech play and he was just kind of like, I don't need the barracks anyway, so it just simply doesn't matter at this point if you snipe it or not. It looks like it is going to be a Reaper fast expand out of EJK. Not too many Terrans straying away from that. The tried, tested, and true. You add equal amounts of pressure and economy, Terran gameplay, and you get the Reaper fast expand, ladies and gents. Even mech players use it. SCV comes up, sees the hatch timing, can see that that creep is not fully spread, or can see that the creep is already spreading and the hatch is already done. Means it's not a pull first build, means that the Reaper is safe to go in and harass and be annoying and do other things that Reapers are known to do. Lings are out. This is not the best map for a Reaper. There's not a whole lot of area for them to get damage done. PandaBearMe also almost on creep, able to get a full surround on that Reaper. Getting that Reaper early would be huge. It would leave him free to go pressure. This natural possibly will not get there in time to snipe the SCV, but maybe get a lift off, because it is going to take some time for these Hellions to finish. Well, Reaper with no kills. The Queen's in a great position to zone it out. Again, this ramp here, that's all the area that a Reaper has. Get up there. Reaper doing a nice job once again denying that Zerg third base. We've noticed that that is a very pivotal part of EJK's playstyle. Just denying bases as much as he can. Not sure that is going to be as easily done on New Gettysburg as it is on Galactic Process, however. So we'll see how it goes. Speed is finished, though. Hits himself with the KDA charge. Enough for the Lings to get the rest of the damage that they needed to finish off the Reaper. Third base is down again at the same time, 342. So very nicely done. That can realistically be set down between 3 minutes and 3 minutes 30. That, of course, would be most Zerg's plan if they can. Get the third down as fast as you possibly can. Get that extra larva flowing. Get the extra eco going. But that Reaper in deft hands? I believe I'm saying that right. In the right hands. In good hands. We'll say that. Like all state. The Reaper in good hands. And get a deny on that for quite some time. We do see some Lings in the natural. They're going to get that first Mule. Not a bad pickup. They're going to go for another SCV. But the Hellions are just going to be too much. One Cyclone out here. Going to get a lock on the Overlord. Overlord speed already done. But so is Burrow. Burrow being researched here, along with the double Evo, 3 bases, third going down now, and a Roach Warren. So I guess we're going to see some cheeky play out of PandaBearMe. He's going to burrow some roaches in there. No reason really for a mech player. Well, I mean, I guess most mech players do build those turrets, the Avalo turrets, all over every base. Every line of every base turrets for mech players, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There are some scans available. We don't see tunneling claws coming down just yet because the Rich One's not finished. Nice call, Jordan. Nice call. I do like the double Evo. +1/+1 for those roaches. More drones coming out. Magfield Accelerator about to finish up. Looks like he's ready to push. It's a Magfield Accelerator timing. It's scouted coming across, though. And the Queens, I don't even think these Queens are going to be enough. The lock-ons will be, though. The Spine comes down to try to block this off. A little bit of a standoff here. Very nice soft contain here by PandaBearMe, but at this point I don't think he's got enough forces really to hold it. He does have defender's advantage, but +1/+1 hasn't finished for those roaches yet. 2 Queens here. Nice abuse of that lock-on damage. Getting 3 roaches basically. Oh, the clutch transfuse just in time. That last rocket would have done it. That's like EJK knows, man. We saw him do it last map too, where he pulls out just in time for that last rocket hit the killing blow. It's like he has the HP of Zerg units memorized. Like he's memorized the spot that health bar has to be at. Okay, that's the pixel where only 1 rocket will do the trick. Behind this, we see the Hydra's Den finishing up. Muscular Augments coming out. Blue Flame, Infernal Pre-Igniter coming out for this mech composition, but it is taking the long way around. Gonna try to harass a base, possibly snipe one. But it is going to get scouted. Now it's pushing on a creep. Meanwhile, Ling's going to kill the supply depot block so they can effectively run by and get some work done. But there are some forces here. The supply depots are up to prevent that from happening. Oh, man. The armory's finished. The Hellbats are out. This army just got a whole lot tougher for roaches to deal with. Also worth noting, they're a whole heck of a lot slower when they're forced to walk around and not use their slick wheels. Looks like they're all but ready to try and take and engage. Army value way ahead for EJK. Oh, finally, the Zerg is catching up. 77, 81 to 75. Ooh, this ever-changing worker count in favor of PandaBearMe though, and he has been able to retain his 4th base for now, which is nice. Lings run by, they're gonna attack that base. I apologize, it was just the one Ling to scout that base going down. Meanwhile, no supply depot block here. Once again, this army's moving out, but the Ling, very nice placement, giving PandaBearMe just enough time to get his army into place and take the engagement he wants. But the lock-on just getting so much value. Able to lock on, pull back, and wait for everything to go as he wants it to. Bit of an overextension there. He wants to snipe the hatch, but he's going to lose a lot of this army. It would be way easier for PandaBearMe to replenish his forces right now than EJK. And I've even ended up there abusing the lock-on range right there. Pick off, I think, 6 more roaches while fleeing. Meanwhile, 10 SCVs go down. Good run by at the 3rd, keeping that SCV count low. 74 drones to 50 SCVs, and he's still able to save this hatchery for now. That is a temporary save, however. Oh, you know, the watchtower Blue Flame is effectively scouted, so he knows it's there. Liberator Advanced Ballistics about to finish up. That's that Liberator speed, so we're going to see a similar composition. No Liberators on the field yet, I don't believe. There have been 2 Liberators total made. They're both right there at the front. It's a largely Hydra composition, not where you want to be at against Thermal Pre-Igniter. All of the splash damage. Like he wants to push in and take an engagement while the Zerg is moving out, trying to take the long way. PandaBearMe's not having it. EJK almost worked himself into a decent concave right there, pulled out just in time. Again, Hellion Cyclone a lot faster moving off of creep than Roach Hydra. But it looks like he's moving forward, forcing an engagement at this point. Not always the best idea with a lock-on that can push in, retreat, and then push again. Before Roaches come by, they're going straight into the main, it looks like. Meanwhile, the engage here is working on taking down the wall. EJK realizes that he's not going to be able to overwhelm this force. I could have swore that he was going to be able to. No, I guess not. PandaBearMe takes game 3. I really thought there was a lot more to that game. I didn't think it was going to end so quickly. There was only 4 roaches and a handful of lings in the main base. They may have gotten maybe a reactor or something. I'm not really sure. I thought EJK had that. At least he was going to hold it. Not with no damage, but with some damage. But I guess that's not how EJK plays his TVZ. I guess he plays an aggressive mech style. He needs to deny the 4th and 5th base for as long as he can to be able to be viable. Gettysburg, of course, not the best map to do that, as all of the bases are all in a nice, neat little line. So I guess he tapped out because of that. He's like, Zerg on 4 base, I can't do it. I'm not really sure there. I may have missed something on that, and I do apologize if I did. It looked like he was in a half-decent position. Advanced Ballistics have just come out. There's only 2 Liberators. Maybe he's waiting on more Liberators to handle that composition. But looks like the 4th map is going to be Apotheosis. This, of course, is the only long rectangular map in the 1v1 pool. Definite spawn, so it's not the 4-player monstrosity that is Frost. but you just spawn so far away from your opponent. We'll see how it plays out though. Roach Hydra is a very slow moving composition to play on Apotheosis. It's going to take you forever and a day to get across the map. So you might see Nighties play, that's a very big maybe. If not, it's just going to be that PandaBearMe is going to have to defend until he gets Hive Tech. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how these players plan to approach this map. Hell, maybe we'll even see EJK go bio for a game. There's just no telling. EJK did step away for just a moment to grab some water, I believe he said. So I am going to use this moment to chit chat with you guys about a couple of things. You are currently tuned into the ESL America's Open number 85 $50 cash prize on the line. We do host this tournament every single Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check it out. Tune in if you want to see more awesome StarCraft 2 gameplay, or if you think you have a shot. Be sure to sign up. There's play.esl.com. But enough of my jabbering. Game 4 is going to be on Apotheosis. It's underway right now. Alright, we're queued up here on Apotheosis. Game 4 of this best of 5. It's that long rectangular map. Let's see how the players approach the change of scenery spawning in the bottom right. The green Zerg for Root Gaming. It is PandaBearMe. Spawning in the top left, the pink Terran from Cray Squad. It is EJK. Barracks being built in a standard location this time around. Hatch gas pool out of PBM. No surprise there. It is going to take, I did mention the forever and a day reference, to crawl across this very lengthy map. So I don't think that he has to fear any sort, or the Reaper, for quite some time when it finally does arrive. Steve the SCV going out for a scout, sorry. See what's going on, but given the distance it has to travel, that Reaper might catch up to it by the time it gets there. So we'll see how it goes. Steve gonna scout that hatch popping, know that it's not a pull first. That scouting information to let that Reaper know that everything is a-okay on the home front. Reactor being built on the barracks. We can only assume from what we've already seen to switch it with the factory. It would be interesting at this point. Steve the SCV, you cheeky bugger. Once again taking those gold minerals home. It would be really interesting to see EJK go bio on this map, just for the sheer fact that you know PandaBearMe would be thrown off. There's a second factory, so we're not gonna see it. But still, like, imagine, like, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even imagine the look on PandaBearMe's face if that double Marine stim timing dropped and he had 5 roaches ready to defend Hellions, and he's like, wait a minute. That's not what you were supposed to do. This would be the greatest map to do it on, too, just because the scouting information would be so late. These overlords take so long to get across the map. Very nicely done by PandaBearMe, sneaking that drone out past the Reaper to get that third base down. Not a whole lot one Reaper can do to prevent a hatchery from going up all by his lonesome. No, what? No way. I think we're completely skipping Ling's and Ling's speed here. Call me crazy, but I think that's what's going on. It is going to be the soft wall here at the natural expansion, connecting just the frontward facing high ground to the CC. So Lings still have the potential to run by, but only in this one area. Blue Flame being researched at the tech lab. Scan down is going to cause an Overlord to be lost. Oh, 3 HP. Come on, all the nearly dead units in this game. 4 Hellions zipping across the map. The third is currently unattended. Here come the Queens. Birch Warren only just now being built. Queens, of course, tough enough to scare away Hellions. Hellions really shine versus light units, where they get their bonus damage. 6 bonus damage. They go from 8 to 14. But against Queens, not so much. They have a very low rate of fire, relatively speaking, compared to other Terran units. And then the Queen not only doesn't take that bonus damage, but has a natural point of armor as well. Well, that's something that we haven't seen yet. A medevac out of EJK. Take a look at his base, see what else is going on over here. What else difference we're seeing? It's gonna be a tech lab for Banshees, I assume. Starport now pumping out a Liberator. So here comes the main force to apply some pressure. Bait out PandaBearMe's forces, get him right where he wants them, and then comes the run by in the main that lined up right with Blue Flame is getting decent amounts of drone kills, but roaches that happen to be popping right there at that time. Meanwhile, Queens is narrowly held. Well, I want to say held. Those Hellions back in the main. 15 drones total have gone down so far from this attack. +1/+1 is going down, but those roaches are moving so slow. There's no lair on the way. Medevac picks them up just in time, zipping that medevac out of there. Very nicely done. 2 of those Hellions do fall, though, coming in to do more damage. Wow. And they're back in the main. They weren't leaving. They were just making their rounds. More drones being barbecued at this point. When I say more drones, I mean a lot of drones. A proverbial ton of drones. And I believe that the medevac either got sniped, which is probable, or it got away. But I'm not seeing it. In the meantime, for a bunch of Hellions, 100 minerals, 0 gas units, 30 workers total killed. Devastating blow. It looks like PandaBearMe is holding on, though. A little bit superior in drone count. Not quite there yet in army supply. But still steadily droning up. Advanced ballistics being researched. Not there yet. Means this Liberator is not going to be able to hide too far away, but he is going to be able to deny mining for just a moment from that base. Hellion still denying mining here in the natural. Drones being, or in the main, sorry. Units still being rallied there to try and defeat it. In the meantime, Hellion's trying to push into the third. 5 more drones have gone down. Cyclones over here locked onto the hatchery. Both are going to get focused down. That was just a whittle. Not a snipe, just a whittle. Whittling away at the health of that 4th base. EJK is going to have to do something a little bit more drastic to be able to do that. He's going to lose this Viking. Ha! This Liberator here due to miss micro. Oh, but Advanced Ballistics has finished. And he's able to just now get out of range. The Hydras cannot even hit it 2 Hydras and a Queen lost because of this Liberator. So much value. 9 kills so far. And here comes the next one. In the meantime, another Liberator coming in, but the Bile should immediately handle that. There it goes, but not before getting quite a few units. Bit of a lull in battle here. Liberator's being pulled back. More Hellion harass. Hellion's not a bad way to handle it, given the way, or given the size of the map they can get in and get out. They're definitely way more mobile than anything that Zerg has right now. Of course, as long as there's Hellions, Hellbats on the field with Blue Flame, Lings are not generally going to be your best choice for your unit composition. And aside from Mutalisks, which get absolutely murdered by Liberators, pretty much the only thing that can contend with these Hellions. Luckily for PandaBearMe, however, he did split his units between his 2 outwardmost bases. And in the end, they were able to do a little pincer attack, trapping the Hellions and being able to clean them all up. Not before they killed 3 drones. Meanwhile, we do see another base going down. Looks like a bit of an engage here. These roaches here tanking a lot of damage. Here come the forces being moved. Looks like PandaBearMe wants to do some damage. Doesn't want his opponent to get too high on economy, but these Liberators need to get focused by the Hydras. 2 still remain getting so much value. 10 and 11 kills. Just from those last 2 Liberators alone. Once they get onto 1 or 2 kills of Roach Hydra Ravager, they've already paid for themselves just in mineral and gas cost alone. So it would appear that just having them in the army composition to begin with, as long as they're supported with literally anything else. With advanced ballistics, they can stay right in the back of the army, make it very difficult to focus them down, and they get so much value out of it. PandaBearMe at this point up on drones or up on workers and supply. He did just take a double Evo? Oh, there we go. The Vipers are out. We're hitting a 2-prong attack. Lings in one location. Roach Hydra in another. Harassing a mineral line. Not quite in position. They need to be a little bit closer to harass the mineral line. He allowed just enough time for the Liberators to get into position. But this Liberator alone getting so much value. 6 kills, all focusing Hydras. The Lings, though, end up getting chased away by maybe 1. 7 drones also fall, I'm not sure where. So half decent trades there, but if you look at the units lost, PandaBearMe is just not able to take good trades against this army. Cyclone Hellion is super powerful, and then when you mix in, well, let's not say mix, when you pepper in Liberators, with that advanced ballistics upgrade, it just becomes really, really difficult for a Zerg player to handle. And you'll think it's like, oh, Liberators, just get Corruptors, but no, because the Cyclones, man, anything big, anything that's not a Zergling, Cyclones are going to do insanely well against. Hydras alone versus Cyclones can trade decent, but you're never going to see Cyclones alone. You're always going to have that Hellbat support, their Hellions support, the Blue Flame Hellions, which also trade well versus Hydras. but mainly to make lanes pretty much a useless unit in this matchup. A few parasitic bombs may have been preemptive. Finally, we do see some abducts of those units. Everything gets cleaned up. PandaBearMe with the abducts, able to thin out the numbers enough to be able to push this gold base, kill the command center. It was an orbital, not a planetary, and a little bit of an overextension here. These lock-ons get infinite vision because they're in that base, but he looks like he's still going to push up. EJK nervous to attack into this because of all those abducts. There's at least one parabomb left, and there it is. It gets microed away really quickly, though. Finally, the Hydras push forward to clear out the Vikings. Vikings, the only real thing that can save this. EJK calls GG. And you have your new victor here at the America's Open number 85. It is Root Gaming's PandaBearMe. Very nicely done by PandaBearMe. EJK was able to steal game one. Well, not steal. Let's not say steal. He earns game one outright, completely dominating on Galactic Process. Game two.